Since I was a child, I've always been interested in international issues and human rights, and I dreamed of studying abroad in the United States. When I discovered the KOR school program at George Mason University, Korea, I thought it was perfect for me because I've always been drawn to topics related to peace and conflict, so I really appreciated the program's specialty in this area. What attracted me was the opportunity to learn about conflicts in multiple levels and the fact that the skills we learned in the classroom could be applied directly in real world settings.
So, I mean, initially when I first saw our major's name, I was like, "Oh, it seems interesting." And then I was like there's lots of issues around the world, even around me. And how could you solve all of this? Like I was so curious about that. So maybe that curiosity made me to choose the Carter School and then think about how can we analyze analyze conflict and then resolve it. So yeah, I think that curiosity was the one that I choose this program. So whenever I introduce my major to people, people don't know what we do because there's no like I think there's no university in Korea that kind of study how to analyze conflict and resolve it. So I think that's the unique thing about our major. But it's like I think our major is really important to kind of make the world better and our society or community or even our family and friends to have like better attitude or approaches or understanding, you know.
So for me, I chose the CAR program because I've always been interested in understanding the root causes of social issues and injustice. And what makes the program unique is how it combines theory with practical real-world application. It really encourages you to think not only deeply but also critically about complex problems.
It goes back to my the COVID period back in 2021. And the reason I chose the CAR program was the fact that it offers a horizontal and inclusive perspective by investigating the root causes of conflict and acknowledging that conflicts is inevitable nature. So with this paradigm, myself, I could have developed an attitude that avoids hardline stances. Instead, I aim to expand narratives and foster mutual respect is a vital fact for peace-building element, rather than viewing issues through a dichotomous lenses, which is us versus them, which is a familiar concept for all of us, especially for conflict resolution students. So this paradigm shift in perspective enabled myself to become more active listeners and contributors to transforming protracted conflicts around the world. So I believe my choice was wonderful.
I initially chose the CER program because of my interest in international issues and conflict resolution between nations. The thing that really stood out to me was the opportunity to study in Korea with the US-based curriculum and later transfer to US campus. I thought that was a really good chance to experience both cultural and academic diversity. Lectures of CAR programs are a lot of focusing on discussing diversity and understanding from different perspectives. So I learned about understanding the conflict on a deeper level, communication and dialogue, empathy and understanding. These help me understand conflict not just at an international level, but also on personal, community, and ethnic levels. The CAR program provides a multi-layered approach combined with cross-cultural academic experience, and these enriched my studies and kept me engaged throughout the program.
Before I even knew about this program, I thought that I wanted to double major in psychology and international relations. And a few years later, when I discovered the KOR program and saw the exact words, conflict analysis and resolution, I thought, wow, this is exactly what I had been looking for. And so it was those specific words or the name of the program that drew me. And it's special and or unique because it helps us to explore the ideas of how to reach peace on an individual, communal, and national level. And I think I've always been curious about the reasons behind conflict, why conflicts persist, and how we can sort of address the roots meaningfully. And overall, the program, at the end of the 4 years, I realized we've been taught how to be more empathetic, to address the structural issues, and come up with dialogue to this major.
I have actually started my undergrad degree as a global affairs major at the beginning, but conflict resolution program was a bit new to me, and I thought global affairs can meet my interest the most in the beginning. And some of them are true, some of them don't. So watching the world through a global affairs lens definitely helped me to expand my knowledge and apply some professional development for sure. Yet taking conflict 340 course has totally changed my college career. So in other words, although Conflict 340 was a required course for global affairs, that course was having different perspective of my previous classes and watching the world in very interesting ways. So their approach, value, and method was so interesting that I had to add this major. And I was excited to learn this field in depth so that I can explore the world more closely and professionally. And as I was taking this class, there was never a moment when I felt I was needed in this world more than now. So I felt that there must be something that I can do for others. One unique thing about this major is that you get to experience millions of various events. Not only inside the classroom, but also outside of the classroom, there are tons of opportunities ready for us to dig in. Also, my favorite part of this major is that when we are having discussion, simulation, or project, there is no right or wrong answer. So that approach may be different, reflecting on our own views or experiences. So this vibe always gets me excited to listen to others and indirectly experience their view as well. Then because the major has a lot of human caring approach, I would say, we can dissect the conflict from individual level to international level. So therefore, there are millions of ways that we can make a practical application of this principle. And living in the 21st century where disputes over needs and wants are happening all over the world, people like us are needed, and I'm proud of what I'm doing.
One of the things I really appreciated about the mentorship and the CAR program at Mason Korea was how discussion-based the classes are. Because the class sizes are small and the professors were able to give individual attention to each student. What really stood out to me even more was that the professors did not just focus on the lectures, but they also provided hands-on opportunities like PACSC Asia, where we could apply conflict resolution skills in real-world settings. I feel like this experiences helped me not only strengthen my practical skills, but also discover the specific areas within the field which is that I am the most passionate about.
Yeah, I have a lot of favorite professors that I still remember how their classes were like, and what their teaching styles. Um, yeah, but it was really challengeable for me. But I think that challenges, like those hardships, made me to grow, and then kind of pushed me to grow. So I think that's the good point, because unless you have those pushes, you just stay in your like safety boundary, like you just stay in your zone, but you don't go outside, so you just getting just stuck in some point. If if that happened to me, like it would not be that good. But so I was so thankful for that I met those professors.
Program at Amazing Korea were truly inspiring and committed to their students' success. So since my conflict resolution journey in 2021, they have consistently provided support and true, genuine mentorships, which have never hesitated to nurture their students' growth. So I deeply appreciate all the endeavors and support provided by our faculty members.
The mentorship in Mason Korea, especially from Dr. Wilson, has been a huge support throughout my academic journey. I didn't have much international study experience before college, so I initially struggled with the language and academic cultures. But Dr. Wilson encouraged me and provided me so many opportunities from different workshops to a research assistant and intern. I think that helped me build confidence and practical experiences early on.
As you might already know, the professors can be tough. They
Sure.
push us, I mean me a lot, but also at the same time, they also incredibly supportive and genuinely want students to be succeed. So they truly care about students' growth and were always willing to guide us. So their mentorship helped build my confidence as a student and future maybe professional.
I've gotten really close to professors on campus in general, not just the conflict analysis and resolution program itself, but the overall experience is that because it is a smaller campus and a lot of the professors are in their offices and make themselves available to the students, it really helps the students to be able to rely on the professors and go during the office hours and not only discuss about the academics, but also internships, other jobs, and just struggles that you face daily. And that has been my experience. I've had lunches with my professors. I've had coffee with my professors. And during, for example, COVID, I was on campus and the professor prepared a side dish for me because she knew I was not really feeding myself well. And and I think that's really special about the Mason Korea campus, which I think you would hardly get anywhere else.
Like I said, this major deals with a lot of human caring approaches. So as the professors, every single professor that I met from Mason Korea campus was amazing, I would say. Based on the course that we were in, the professor tried to provide us many opportunity as possible. For example, they will contact the other department or peace organization so that we can visit or socialize with them. Or having different types of simulations or projects was another as well instead of listening to their lecture, which would have been also amazing, but all the professor worked so hard to give us practical skills and also creative events. Then they were also playing a crucial role outside of the classroom as well. When they were providing the academic materials during the class, they would care and support us outside of the class as well. So when we are having a tough time with our life or assignments, etc., they will always welcome us with open arms. So I was often went to their office to talk about my challenges, assignments, concerns, or possible career path or any random thing after I graduate. And then their sincere advice helped me a lot. So they would encourage me, motivate me, and support me. And lastly, being part of PACSC Asia Student Fellow, I would like to shout out to Dr. Wilson, who was running the center for the students. While he was a director for the center, he would always put students as his priorities and always consider what he can do for us. So instead of working for his own sake, he would look for some opportunities that he can help and provide to us. And he would help students from the beginning until the end and always appreciate our work. Additionally, he would constantly check on our status to make sure everyone is being heard and seen. So I believe that I could be this mature and have an outstanding resume filled with major related works because of him or any other professor. So to wrap up, I would like to thank all the professors that I met from Mason Korea campus and guide me through my life journey together, willing to take a risk with me.
One of the strengths of the program is that it requires students to complete at least one internship before graduation, which really emphasized the importance of practical experience. I had the opportunity to intern at the international organization called Green Climate Fund and an NGO called Unhappy. These experiences helped me connect theory to practice and build a strong foundation of professional skills. Beyond that, studying alongside with peers from diverse national and cultural backgrounds really broadened my perspective, and it taught me how to analyze issues through different lenses and strengthens my critical thinking skills.
I think it made me to like realize that I don't have to set a limit to myself or like my careers, because as a Korean, I was like, oh, maybe I should. My life in Korea is all like, I don't have to go out, or I cannot go outside of the world. Like I just have to get a job, like go to good school, like good university in Korea, get a job in Korea. But after I know about the Mason Korea, I was like, oh, there's a good way that I can interact with people from various backgrounds. And then I can study in more various languages or perspectives. So I think that's the one that I got from here. Mm-hmm.
Throughout the conf program at Mason Korea, I learned how to engage with real-world issues throughout multiple lenses. I got to participate in research projects, academic writings, public workshops, and discussions with external professionals. These experiences helped me not only deepen my understanding of conflict in the world, but also taught me how to collaborate and think critically and present my ideas.
I was able to cultivate multicultural leadership skills. I think this is the fundamental paradigm shift which happened in my life. So from serving as the 12th college president at the World Federations of United Nations to working as a research assistant at the United Nations for Sustainable Development Office, and to the point of directing the Korean art song, KOR Song Cultural Bridge Project at the KOR school. I believe all these experiences have helped me to build a resilience and a bold mindset for the future. So without my experiences back in Mason, Korea, I couldn't nurture these experiences. So I deeply appreciate all the opportunities provided for my growth.
So the Mason Korea program helped me build a strong foundation in conflict theory and practical skills. Since I took Conf 101 and 210, it's mainly focused on conflict theory. And also, it challenged me to look at issues from multiple perspectives and gave me the tools to approach conflict in a more thoughtful and analytical way. And also, it helped me to think in conflict style.
A lot of the opportunities and experiences that were highly impressive were with the PACSC Asia Center, actually. We had to organize, workshops, peace building workshops. It led to, or it opened doors to other internships and research experiences, and just building trust with the people that you work with and study with. I think it helps to grow close with the cohort, the conflict resolution cohort. And I gained so much more than just academic knowledge. The program really enables us to communicate with the people, to solve problems together, to collaborate and brainstorm. And you do that intentionally with purpose. And I think it was a beautiful experience.
Before we start, I would like to highlight that there are a lot of life lessons throughout the program that we may think is not necessarily direct to our academic achievement, but it will help us throughout our student life here and there. So anyway, other than the life lessons, I have definitely gained some ability to view the world in a structural way. In other words, when I used to look at this world and describe it in a simple way, such as world is bad, world is in trouble, or world's looking great, this course gave me a professional lens where I can tackle down the problem with some knowledge that is specialized to the conflicts. Also, majoring in this program constantly reminds me of the importance of the relationships. Although we are all here to learn and have a job afterwards, we should not forget about the process and the journey we are on. So there were some moments that I guaranteed that I couldn't make it without my colleagues and professors. Because they were there when I needed them, I was able to successfully focus and finish what I was supposed to. And similarly, communication skills have improved during my school year. Learning about the core value of relationships, negotiations, or cooperations, now I know the appropriate materials to bring in to successfully resolve them. And lastly, living in the fast-changing world, this conflict knowledge helped me to chase the trend in the news. Because we are dealing with the conflicts all over the world, it is our responsibility to keep our eyes on the recent news and be aware of what's happening. So therefore, I had to read a lot of articles, subscribe to news, and go over the past articles to compare. So in that sense, a conflict program is a great way to be part of the multifaceted world with professionalism.